Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. My name is Paul Croder, and I'm here with Cheryl Morley again.
Hello, Paul.
How's Cheryl today?
Oh, I'm great. I really am great today. Now,
It's Mindset Tuesday, and you got a great mindset.
Well, that's right. I do have a great mindset, and I just feel like I'm learning more and more and more every day with this personal growth journey that we're on, and so I'm loving it.
Yeah, we were just talking off camera here, off microphone, about getting really to know yourself through adversities in life.
Obstacles.
Yeah. And we're going to be talking a lot about that on Thursday in our leadership podcast are going to be doing. So make sure you tune in for that. But today, Cheryl, we have a different kind of topic. It's the name of the topic is it's what you do when you are not motivated that determines your success or failure.
What, Paul? Wait,
Yeah.
What? Is there a time when we're not motivated? I can't
I know that doesn't apply to you at all. No. So my first question, my first question,
Yes.
Cheryl, is I know you love tennis. I know you play in matches at least once or twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to get ready for those matches, you have to put in time. You have to put in practice time. You have to work out, stretch, yoga, all the stuff that it takes to get ready for that match.
Yes.
So is there ever a time, and I think we came up with 20 hours a week you put into, and then the match is an hour and a half?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, something along the line. So there's a big difference. And the 20 hours isn't even an accurate number, because how many months and months and months of practice did you do before you even played in one match?
Right.
I mean, I knew you for years and years, and we were playing tennis together. So it's like, you've been practicing forever, to get to that first match. And so there's a lot that goes into that. And that's now, so during that time, was there ever a time that you didn't feel motivated to go to yoga or to hit some tennis balls today and do the drills with everyone else?
Well, oh my gosh. Absolutely. Right. I mean, everybody goes through times in their lives where they're not motivated. I mean, seriously, if you love something, then I think you're more motivated to do that thing. Right. And so to play tennis, I love to do that. So I'm never, I think there's only been like one or two times that I haven't been motivated to go and play and do whatever I can to get better. Right. But I can't say the same thing for yoga. Like, stretching's hard for me. And hot yoga is even harder, right? Even though I love it and I know I have to do it to be able to even play a sport, Paul, as we get older, it's a little different, right? It's not just running out there and doing something. I know you got hurt when you played golf.
Yeah. Oh, listen, it's the safest sport there is. And I've already had 2 injuries from golf. So major ones. Like, I'm better off playing lacrosse.
Yeah. No, yeah, that would be better. How about rugby?
Yeah. Anything. A lot less rough than golf is.
That's exactly right. So yeah, I think that there's times when we're not motivated to do it. And that is when, to me, like, you have to keep goals that you to be able to push through times when you're not. I mean, when I get into a 38-degree cold plunge tennis match, I want to win it tennis all the time. The mantra in my head: I want to win, I want to win, I want to win, I want to win, right? And so just like little things that I do during those times to like keep that motivation up, I think makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start from so we're talking about when you're not motivated, what you should do. But let's go back to the word motivation. What makes you motivated? Now, obviously, this for the obvious thing is that you love tennis. So you're doing something that you love. So if you're doing something you hate, which according to statistics, I think it's like 87% of people hate their job.
Wow.
I mean, the only reason they're going is because they know if they don't go, they'll get fired, and they get fired, they're going to lose their paycheck and lose their house and everything else.
Right.
So the reasons for it are really bad. But, to have in your mind or do things that you love in life is obviously a starting point, because it doesn't take as much motivation to do it because you love it.
Right. That's true. But I love what you said, Paul. It's like, it's all about, you have to keep in your mind, the results you want, right? So if someone hates their job, the results they want is they want to make their house payment. They want to take care of their family. And so it forces them to do things that they don't like, but it doesn't. So I think that's one thing that all of us need to remember is you have to know the results that you want. What are the results that you want before you even start playing a game or doing these things?
Yeah. Yeah. I know in my own life, so Cheryl and I believe in something called RPM, which is results, purpose, and MAP, or massive action plan. And so my whole life, what I did was I would make to-do lists, just like everybody else. You know, that I wake up in the morning, I got to do this, 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 and this. So I got a list of 10 things or however many things I got to do. And I wouldn't be motivated to do them. Like, it's hard to drum up that motivation from inside to do it. But when I stopped making a to-do list first and started with asking myself, what are the results you want to achieve today? You know, people always come to me, I always tell the story that people say, I'm working super hard, I'm super busy, but I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. So I ask them, well, where'd you want to go? And they're like, oh, I don't know. You know, so they didn't think through the result that they want. So when Cheryl's playing tennis, she has this result, you know, that she wants to win the match. So to get up and to do the yoga and the workout and all the practice of tennis is easier because of the result. She knows the result she wants and why she's doing this. So if you find yourself unmotivated, the best thing to do is ask yourself, what's the result I'm trying to get here? Because you're probably focusing on one of the tasks. Now, some of these tasks are not going to be pleasurable or good, but or fun. So but you do it because you see the end result that you want, and you know that you need to do this thing to get that end result. So that's why it's so important to know the end result. The other thing, the P, is purpose. So knowing why you're doing it. And I believe in having multiple reasons why we do things, you know, so if it's, you know, anything in life that you have a result, you know, if you have enough reasons why you want this, those whys are really going to be the motivation behind doing it. You know, it's not just about, oh, the result I want is to make more money. Well, that's not even, I mean, you can have some passion behind that and want that, but why? What is more pieces of green paper going to do for you? Oh, I can go on vacation more. I can do this. I can do that. I can have more freedom. I can buy these things. I can, whatever it is, you can do when you have the result you want to get. So the reasons why, and there should be a lot of reasons. So I always like saying, I want to have better relationships in my life because, and the word because is the key, and then start listing reasons. And reasons can be both positive and negative. Cheryl and I were talking a bit offline here about tennis and how I asked her, you know, because she's like, we're not going to lose. We're not going to lose. We're not going to lose. And she's, you know, obviously she loves winning, but the thought of losing is so painful, and having to go the next day and face her coach and tell him that she lost. That thought is so painful that it drives her to another level and makes her want to win even more. So it's more, you know, and Cheryl, we talked about this, that it's actually more driving, more motivational for you to say, there's no way we're going to lose, as opposed to we're going to win.
That's true. And I don't know why. And I think I say to myself, I say, I will not lose. That's like my mantra. I will not lose. I will not lose. I will not lose. And it's really thinking about and knowing that I put in the time, that I know what to do, that I can do my part of it, right? Because in doubles, you've got a partner, right? And so when I talk to that partner, I say, you know, we will win.
Right.
But to myself, I say, I will not lose.
So you know what pushes you, and we always talk about fear, how a bad fear is. You know, we give fear a bad rap. It's actually a super powerful motivator if used in the right way. So you're literally afraid of losing. Like, I don't want this to happen. Like So I will do whatever it takes to not lose, you know?
I know. I say I'm not going to walk into tennis tomorrow morning and have to tell my coach that I lost.
Right.
I'm not going to do that. Like that's my mindset now. I will not do that. And it's so funny because I know Ed Milet, his little boy, when his little boy was playing golf, my favorite thing. And I told this to everyone on my tennis team. And there's like 22 people on our tennis team. So there's a ton of people on our tennis team. And I tell everyone because they're like, oh, it's just so fun. Let's just have fun. And oh, it's so fun. And I want to have fun too. But I'll never forget when he told his son, who loved to have fun, like all I want to do is have fun. And he told him that winning is more fun than fun is fun. So it's like
my favorite quote of all time.
I loved it. And I told everyone that, you know, and I said, look, fun is so much fun. Like there's nobody that wants to have fun as much as I do.
No.
But winning is more fun than fun is fun. So let's win.
This is true. This is true.
And then we really have fun. Right. And so it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. But let's talk now about times in your life or in other people's lives where they don't feel, you know, so they have this big result that they want. They have all these reasons why, but sometimes even having that is not enough. You know, you still have days where you're like, man, I don't feel like going. I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that, you know? So, you know, our minds, we always talk about our minds are not on our team. Your mind is not your friend. Your mind's trying to keep you safe and protect you. So it's going to tell you, hey, Cheryl, you need to take a break. You know, you're working too hard. You know, so what happens, Cheryl, to you when you hear that voice inside of you come out and say, nah, maybe tomorrow?
It makes me laugh because I'm going through this whole thing with my son right now about this exact thing, because he will not get in the cold plunge. He will not. And he's tried a number of times and he says, my mind just won't let me do it. Yeah. Like he literally says that. And I said, well, your mind's not on your team. And you need to, you know, make your back feel better and all of these things. So I'm trying to talk to him about it. But for me, when I hear that voice, like the biggest thing to me is that I'm aware of it now, right? I never even used to know, right? So now I'm aware and I'm like, oh, shut up. I'm doing it anyway. Like, don't talk to me. Don't talk to me like that when I'm here trying to achieve a goal. You can't tell me what to do, right? So I take on this other, like almost a whole nother persona, right? About who I am when my mind starts telling me. The other thing that I love to do, Paul, is hard things. So getting in the cold plunge every day, it gives me the confidence when I do that. Like I'm like up and in it. And I don't mean I walk around thinking about it, because you walk around thinking about that, you won't get it. Okay. And the colder it is, and the colder it is outside, the more you won't get it. Right. And so I think you just realize it, become aware, and then whatever it is you set your mind to do, then you do it. I mean, like get in there. And then it gives you confidence to do the next hard thing. That's what's really made a huge difference for me.
Yeah. Well, you know, just what you said there about, I love to do hard things. Like that's a complete mindset shift for 99% of the population. I mean, I hate doing hard things. We talk about, Cheryl. That's crazy, you know, but we both have gone through this mindset change where, man, let's think of something hard to do today. Like we're looking for stuff to go do that's hard, because we know that those harder things are, you know, obstacles make me stronger. So if you want to become stronger, you got to go find more obstacles. You know, so we always look for harder obstacles. People are like, I'm trying to avoid obstacles. What do you mean go look for them? We go look for them. That's what the winners do. Yeah. And Cheryl, I know that one of your favorite sayings of all time is what you do in the dark. It's what you do in the dark that puts you in the light.
Yes, that is so true. Because let me tell you, most of the time, nobody's watching the things that you do, that each of us do, right? They just don't see us doing it, right? Like a lot of people, Paul, I think you guys know that I own my own business and that I, you know, for 27 years, And let me tell you, for years and years and years and years and years and years, nobody ever saw me doing anything, right? I was working like crazy night and day, right? And I think that this is what happens. And but now it's like, oh, I want to be where Cheryl is. Well, then you have to be able or be willing, I guess, to put in the work
Yeah.
to do that.
Yeah. I mean, you just told me about the unbelievable tennis match you won. You beat the best team out there this past weekend. And that's the light. You were putting the light, like everyone looks at you now as, oh my God, Cheryl's unbelievable. She's the best, she just beat the best team. So, the light's on you, but what you just said, what they don't talk about is what you did in the dark to have that moment possible.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And that is, that to me is where the rubber hits the road. Paul, and you and I always talk about, and I love the word, like one of my favorite words is grind.
Yeah.
I love it. And that's what a lot of life is. Like, I love John Maxwell when he says, look, life's not supposed to be easy. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, what are you talking about? What do you mean life's not supposed to be easy? Right. But no, it isn't. And when, and I, and it always comes to my mind that if it's something worth having, it's going to be a struggle. There's going to be obstacles. It's going to take time. It doesn't happen overnight. You have to do it 10,000 times to be good at it. All of these things start coming into your mind. And for me, as long as I'm aware of that, and I know that, and I know that if you win, you celebrate a little bit, that's great. But it's the times that you grind it out and lose, like that's an obstacle for me, right? That's an obstacle for everyone. And you've done all you can, and you do a little bit more and you still lose. It's okay, because you learn so much from those times or those obstacles in your path. And then those times that you lose, really, those are the times that you really learn. And I've learned more in like the 4 or 5 tennis matches that I've played. Only 4 or 5 tennis matches in my life that I've played. I've learned more about myself and about life and about grinding it out and about losing and all of those things than I have learned in my entire life before. So It's just, so it's and here's the other thing too, Paul. I think it's being willing to put yourself in a situation where you might lose, right? Or where you might not be as good as you want to be. Because that is a real hard place for any of us to be in.
Yep.
Right. But it's all throughout life, right? It's in everything we do. It's not just in a game we play, but it's in actually, it's in owning our own businesses, Paul. It's in this, it's in that. But it's being willing to lose. It's being willing to fail.
That's a great point, because we just talked about you just told me that there's women that are probably 3.5.
Yeah.
And there's a scoring, of levels in tennis. 7 is the best in the world. So some women are 3.5, but they'll play in leagues that are 3.0.
That's right.
Just so they can win.
Yeah.
But is that making them better? No.
It doesn't make you better. It makes you a winner. They're not
taking on a big enough obstacle.
Yeah, it makes you a winner. And boy, that feels good, doesn't it? I mean, that feels good to all of us. All of us want to be a winner. But and I've always said this, Paul, I always want to play with people who are better than me. I don't care if I lose, because I have the mindset of, if I play with people that are better than me, I will come up to their level. And if I play with people who are not as good as me, then I will go down to their level. And I've always said, for me, I would much rather come up to the level of people who have played longer and grinded it out more and learned more, so that I can learn more quickly because of how good they are. I don't know if that makes sense, but I love
absolutely.
that whole idea.
That's super good. But one of the biggest mindset changes in myself, Cheryl, I love lions. So I study lions and how they think and operate out there. And, you think about a lot, people just want to win the match. They don't want to go to practice though and put in the work it takes to win the big match or to win in life or to whatever you're trying to accomplish today in your life, the work or relationships or whatever. They don't want to put the work in to get to the prize and to win it. And I love the lion mentality in that, yes, they're chasing this other animal and they're going to get the prize. They're going to kill it, but they don't live for the prize. That's not how their mind works. They live for the hunt. It's what they do. They just want to go hunt.
Yeah.
Now, of course, they're going to catch something because that's, but it's the love of the hunt. It's the love of the practice, the love of the process. I think that's super important because if you don't love, you got to train your mind, wire your mind that you're going to love this process of, in the beginning, like when you started playing tennis, when I started playing golf, I couldn't hit a ball. I mean, we all start at a place where we're just not good. That goes for everything in life. If you haven't done anything before, you're not going to be good at it.
Right.
So people don't want to go through that process, or they feel that process is painful. And they don't 98% of people just drop out. They're just like, the heck with this. This wasn't for me, and they just give up.
Right.
But to me, it's about learning to love the process and the daily grind. And that is where I think the real joy in life comes from, because if you hate going to practice every day, you're never going to be great.
Well, and it's the journey, right? And I try to tell this to my kids all the time. Yes, you want to be number one in your chosen sport. You want to be number one doing this. You want to be the best there is. But you know what? You have to look at it like it's this wonderful journey along the way of learning, of crying, of celebrating, of all of those things. And if you look at it like that, and look, I wasn't able to look at it like that when I was younger. Let me just tell you something. Right. If I wasn't the best when I started something, listen, I picked up a violin and said, if I'm not a virtuoso in 1 week, I'm quitting. And let me tell you what happened, Paul. I don't play the violin today.
You don't play the violin right now, I take it.
No. And so, but that's how I used to think about everything. And I think that when we're younger, we may have that expectation for whatever reason. Why did I even think like that? No, I don't even know why I thought like that. But if I wasn't the best, like within a certain amount of time that I set for myself, then I would quit. Well, stop it. That's just ridiculous. Right. And so I try to talk to my kids about that and leave that as their, or talk to them about, hey, look, it takes a long time.
Yeah. And that's why you gotta love that process. I mean, to be number one, how many times do you have to lose? A ton.
Yeah.
You have to go through a ton of bad times, and that's what makes you great.
Yeah. And I think for a long time you lose. And then it kind of, there's a little change, and then you can win a little bit. Then you can win a little bit more. And then the losses get less and the wins get more. And then, but always that will happen in everything, so hang in there.
That's absolutely right. And it's just, we believe in all of you, all our listeners, you're winners. And we know that, even on the days that it's difficult, it's about, and I've learned this from Tony Robbins, it's really about going inside of you and unleashing that power within, because it's within you right now to win that tennis match, to have a productive day at work, to have great relationships in your life. You just have to reach, build that muscle of reaching down inside of you, because it's already inside of you, and let that come out. And when you do, Cheryl, I know you just, you dig deeper and you find a way to win. You find a way to succeed, even when it's painful. Yeah.
Even when it's painful, even when you're down.
Yeah.
Even when
that's the true test.
That's exactly right. And you just set your mind to something and you do it.
Yeah,
your
absolutely.
Mind tell you what's going on. You tell your mind what's going on.
Exactly. This is the way it's going to be. So, all right. Awesome podcast. Hope everybody got some value out of that. And to really just keep in mind that you just got to have that whatever it takes mentality. That is what winners have. So whether you're motivated or not, doesn't matter, and it's what you do when you're not motivated that determines whether you succeed or fail in life. So
absolutely.
Awesome job, Cheryl. Awesome podcast.
Yes. Thank you, Paul.
Okay. Everybody have a great day. Keep elevating your life.